Hey besties, it's that time again. It's somebody's got to say it, and I'm your girl, Candy Capricorn. And y'all, the delusion is real strong today. So we're gonna get into a little quick topic where these gay men feel like they're attracting straight men because they, I guess, think they have feminine energy that somehow us women just don't possess. Listen, y'all already know what I'm talking about. Everybody has kind of by now heard EJ Johnson and how he set the internet ablaze with his allegations, or I'm gonna say allegations. He alleges that he only dates straight men, that straight men are attracted to him. Y'all, I don't, the delusion has got to be really strong. I don't know how it works in the alphabet community because I'm on the outside of that. But on the outside looking in, I would assume, as far as I've always known, a man liking another man, that just is gay is a broad term for that, right? And then under that term there are all kind of um sub terms. There are all kind of alphabets under the rainbow, right? But you liking someone of the same sex puts you in the rainbow, right? And so under that, there are all these alphabets under there to define how you like what you like or what have you, right? Um and any, like, in anything other than the opposite sex, strictly put you in rainbow's category, right? And that's loosely defined. I'm not trying to get into the ins and outs of defining someone's sexuality based on those letters because I don't know them all or what they all mean. But one thing I'm sure of, and one thing I do know about, one thing I'm aware of is a gay man means that this man likes other men, no matter how they present, that the person that they like is biologically born a male and they are biologically male also. So I just don't understand for the life of me this whole thing going on with EJ Johnson and him. Whew, and him feeling like he only dates straight men. I'm sorry. The delusion is really strong. But before we get into the conversation a little bit more, because I don't want to make this completely about EJ necessarily, I just want to talk about the idea of this and how this idea, this male centered idea, disenfranchises women and their femininity. And it seems like that's what the entire I don't want to say entire, but it seems like there's a lot of gay men that want to do that. Somehow they figure that they can take our place, play the role, and then there's no need for us women because they feel like they do it better. It's just delusion for me. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But without further ado, I do want to get into. I want to show you this clip so we can be talking about the same thing on the same page. So yeah, let's discuss.
I don't attract gay men, and I'm not attracted to gay men. Like it's just not a thing.
Tell me more about that.
Honestly, it's like that's why I don't really go. I don't go to gay clubs. I don't go to gay things because it's like the men that I attract are not there. It's like these are not my men in terms of attraction. Now, if I'm just going to have a kiki, sure, but like these are not the men that are interested in me in that capacity. I do that when I go to the straight rooms.
So, comes to men, um, has it always been what some people consider the straight guy always being the one that would approach you?
Or somebody who, yeah, has been intimate and dating, women for most of their life or like up until then, for sure. Now it's like even more so now that I definitely present in more of a feminine way because also like it's like my energy is that. Like even when I was a kid and like they were like, well, you can't wear skirts, and I was like, well, why not? It's like my inner being was like, there's nothing wrong with this, especially if I look cuter than any girl does. Like, what's the problem? I'm out all the time, and like I'm killing a dress and no one else is. Like the girls in the room are not doing it. Like they don't look cute. They're not dressed to any nine. So, you know.
All right, besties. Listen. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. We saw EJ say pretty much he's the best dressed in the room. He's given more than any girl does. And somehow, while he has a good kiki in gay spaces, those are not his men. I would love to ask, and we've seen some clips, but I would love to ask anybody that's watching this podcast and you identify as gay or bi or any of that. I would love to know how you guys feel when you hear him say that he goes to gay spaces, gay rooms for a good laugh, a good kiki, but those are not his people. Those are not his men. Those are not the people that he attracts. To me, I would be offended. Completely honest, I would be offended as if I were a gay man and this man is openly saying, "Hey, yeah, I go to gay spaces to have a good kiki, but I don't date gay men. That's not my thing." I don't know. It just seemed a bit condescending. I don't understand how, if you're a man, last I checked, the math is if you're a man and you find yourself interested in another man, that's a gay man. Both of you are gay men. If you're looking for a man and a man finds you, does that not constitute? I don't understand where EJ was trying to go with this. But there's one thing that I want to bring up in this story before I get into how I feel like this type of attitude disenfranchises women, right? Before I get into the how dare anybody, nobody can cosplay a woman and think that somehow they can completely eliminate the need for women. It is crazy to me. It doesn't make any sense. So this, before I get into that, I want to say this. Has anybody ever stopped to give question to the fact that maybe EJ feels like he's finding straight men because his daddy's Magic Johnson? Has anybody ever thought that? Like, EJ, sir, maybe the problem is your dad is like, so many men are fanboyed out about Magic Johnson that they're reliving a sick fantasy with messing with you, baby. It's not that you're so feminine, or he even alluded to his energy is that it's not that, love, at all. Okay. So yes, as male and female, we both we all possess a certain level of masculine and feminine energy. But I think the delusion for EJ Johnson lies in the fact that his dad is Magic Johnson. Nobody will be looking for EJ in any straight space, and I use this loosely because he says that he's finding these men, his men are in straight spaces and all of this. No, I think what's happening is your dad has a lot of fans and you're catching like the fanboys, like the guys that would love to have had the opportunity to take down Magic Johnson, and because they can't or wasn't able to, all of the above, you're catching guys that really want to bang your dad. That's how I feel about that. I'm sorry. That's the only thing that makes sense. The only reason this man feels the way that he does about straight men wanting him is because his dad is Magic Johnson. So there's a lot of male gaze on him because of his dad. And he's delusional enough to think that this male gaze is coming from straight men. Right? The ones that want to sleep with him. And I don't think that's the case. However, I do think that there are a lot of straight presenting men that would love the opportunity, that are definitely fanboyed out about his dad, about sports, about athletes, about male stars, but they live their life straight presenting. However, like I know guys get real fanboy when it comes to their favorite sports team, their favorite basketball player, their favorite football player, favorite wrestler. All of these things, NASCAR, hockey, guys get fanboyed out really bad. So I think what's happening is EJ is riding the coattails of his dad and fulfilling some of the fantasies for these men that would love to have had that moment with Magic. And so that's how he's able to walk around us with this condescending, nasty little attitude, thinking that somehow he is stealing straight men from women because he's somehow able to present more feminine or be more of a woman to them than anybody else. How dare you? How dare you? And it is ironic that we get this energy from EJ. It is ironic. Like, the only thing, like, I was sitting there and I was just like, how could you be so delusional despite the spirit of pride, right? Despite having, some would say, a very sheltered life. You lived a life where when you walked into spaces, people respected or recognized you based off of your daddy. Not you, baby. Not you, based off of who your daddy was. And so some of these men that you feel like are straight presenting, that are messing, some of these men that are messing with him, if you ask me, I think they're fanboyed out about his daddy. It's not the fact that they find him super feminine. It's not the fact that they think he's a woman. It is definitely the fact that they're fanboyed out about his daddy and he's the next best thing. And so if them being able to get with him comes on the heels of him thinking that he's female presenting, like I know a guy'll say anything to get what he wants. Anything to get what he wants. So if he's saying, yes, you want me because I'm this and I'm that, of course. And then you've got these gay men, these bi men who love the delusion of feeling like, I don't really want men. I just find them attractive in this way or that way, right? Or you guys know, you've heard of the gay for play type thing and stuff like that. I just don't get it. I don't understand it at all. At all. But I just, that was my biggest thing. The thing that I kind of realized as far as EJ was concerned is maybe the problem is, or he gets his delusion from the fact that these men idolized Magic Johnson. They idolized his dad, respected his dad. And you know how it goes when you get fanned out about somebody. Sometimes there's delusion that comes with that. Sometimes there's you know what I'm saying? Like, you be in a relationship and you be like, hey, could I get a pass for my celebrity crush? Blah, 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 whatever. And so they idolized Magic. But no, but they couldn't take down Magic. Magic is unobtainable. Now here you come, the embodiment of Magic in a form that they can actually obtain. And now you're out here thinking that you give women better than women. Crazy work. I don't understand it. The other thing that I wanted to discuss about this, and if you're joining me from TikTok, thank you. Hey, how you doing? I am doing my podcast on Instagram. Not on Instagram. Oh my gosh. I'm doing my podcast. So on YouTube, it's A Candy Capricorn World. And on Spotify, it's Somebody's Gotta Say It on Spotify. So I'm going live. You guys are just kind of behind the scenes hanging out with me while I'm doing my podcast. So y'all hang in there with me. But as far as this whole thing with EJ and him stating or feeling like he gives this this overwhelming feminine energy to the point where these straight men just can't keep their hands off of him is asinine at best. It's crazy. It's delusional. It doesn't make any sense to me. So the only thing that I could think, the best thing that I could think about EJ feeling like he's actually pulling straight men, which is a slap in the face to straight men. And I don't understand why there is a certain genre, a certain group, I'll say group. There is definitely a certain group of gay men that feel like all men are gay, or that they can pull any man. And to me, that's predatory in nature. That's very predatory to feel like that, to hear a man say, hey, I'm straight, I like women. And in the back of your mind, you're like, yeah, right, I could pull you, I could change you, all of these things. It's a bit predatory. Calm down. If somebody, it's like they can't fathom a certain type of gay men. There's a certain sect of gay men that can't fathom that they're not somebody's ideal. And it's giving to me that EJ falls in that category. Because for him to say, I don't understand why he was so put off or why he was so like turned off by the idea that gay men wanted him or that he was dating gay men. That doesn't make sense to me. Is that not what you want? Is that not what you're looking for? But he was just like, ew, I'll hang out with the girls and have a good kiki. That's where I have fun. But I'm looking for a straight man or who finds me attractive. I don't get that. And I feel like it's a slap in the face to other people in the gay community. I really do. Definitely a slap in the face for women when he says that he walks into a room and he's the best dressed and he looks better than any of the women that are there. I'm dressed to the nines and they're not dressed to any nine. What? Then he mentions his legs and how, I look better in my legs and my heels and my dress and my skirt. Why can I wear a skirt when I look better in a skirt than any woman? Why do you have to hate on women to try to elevate yourself when we are the very thing that you are trying to be? EJ, I don't get that. I really just don't get that. And I also feel like his condescending tone is a slap in the face to other gay men, to trans women, trans men. Like, I feel like it's a slap in the face to everybody. Because what do you mean? Sir, you're a man. You look however you look when you dress up. You look your best now, because here's the thing. We saw EJ years ago and he was not giving any of that. Okay, I'm gonna play a clip for you guys that are on my podcast. Y'all joining me on TikTok. I'm sorry I can't show you these clips, but check me out. Check out the podcast because I'm recording it now and I'll have it up by sometime tomorrow, and you can see the clips that I'm posting too, because EJ was not giving what he gave in this last interview just a few years ago. Okay, so for those of you that are joining me on the podcast, I want you to check it out. We've got to see it, because how dare he? Can't do it. I just don't understand it. So we're going to see a clip of EJ before the interview, right? When TMZ got a hold of EJ. Let's have that clip.
Earvin Johnson III. That's right, Lakers legends Magic Johnson's son.
I always root for my Lakers.
He is out.
Out? Out as in gay? You're kidding. Turns out the guy with a purse in one hand and another dude's hand in his other hand is gay.
You go to the black blogs, in particular, they're tearing him apart.
For being gay.
And then you go to the gay blogs, and they're also going after him because they think his fashion sucks. Animal rights people hate him now, too, because of his coat.
Hey, you know who that is? Earvin Johnson III. That's right.
Okay, besties. You guys saw the clip, right? So where, sir, in that clip, were you giving feminine anything? Nowhere at all. So I kind of understand the delusion. He's definitely been through a bit of a glow up. I don't know, if you saw the TMZ with Mr. EJ Johnson, where he was pretty much getting his ass handed to him by everybody, straight community, gay community, TMZ, PETA, like everybody was wearing him out a few years ago. So I don't know, he went into hiding or what he did. Now he's lost weight. He's gotten himself together. I don't know if it's surgery or what have you, but he has the money to do all of that. And so now he's popped back out acting as if he's God's gift to men, in the form of a male with feminine energy that presents as a, I don't know, but the delusion is really strong here. And I feel like, again, I will state it again, I feel like the problem is the guys that are, as he says, straight presenting or in these straight spaces that are sleeping with him are fanboyed out about Magic Johnson. I don't feel like if EJ's dad was not Magic, he wouldn't be sitting on any couch telling us anything about anything. And the problem is his dad has been idolized by men. A lot of men. He was a pro basketball player. Like Magic Johnson was Magic. It was named Magic for a reason. And so I do believe in these spaces, these straight spaces, these men idolize Magic. Even to the point of, if I had to choose somebody to do something with, you know what I'm saying? I could see that, right? But now you've got EJ. Now Magic's not obtainable. Magic's straight. Magic says he's not playing with you like that. Magic says he's not doing these things. So now here comes EJ, who is Magic, 2.0? Or he's the obtainable version of Magic Johnson for these men. Right or wrong? That's the way I see it. I think the problem is EJ is delusional because these guys really want to take down Magic and they can't. So he's the next best thing. And now he feels like he's pulling straight men. He feels like he's pulling straight men. I'm the first one they've ever been with. Yeah, first of all, I call BS on that, number one. Number two, if so, I believe it is because it is as close as they're going to get to Magic. It's as close as they're going to get to your daddy, baby. Like, let's stop being crazy with it. We got to call a spade a spade. Somebody's got to say it. And I guess it's going to be me. Again, for those of us that are on, for you guys that are joining me on TikTok Live, I'm doing my podcast. Somebody's got to say it on Spotify and A Candy Capricorn World on YouTube. So I'm doing the behind the scenes recording where I go live with you guys while I record behind the scenes. But I feel like this is what's happening. EJ is delusional because he's able to walk into what he feels are straight spaces, which are probably straight spaces. But because these men have idolized his dad, and these men might be straight presenting, but you're not going to convince me that there's a straight man in the world, a straight man on the planet that is straight, unequivocally straight, that he can turn their head. I'm sorry, you can't do that. But somebody that's fanboyed out, somebody who lives their life as a straight man, but Magic Johnson was one of those, celebrities that if I could, I would, those would do, those, you know what I'm saying? And then they have the opportunity, here's EJ, where they can't get to Magic. But EJ's a close second, right? It's Magic 2.0. And so while they can't brag to themselves, their friend group, whomever, about Magic, they can brag about EJ. And so I think what's happening is these men, because they've idolized his father, because they fantasized about his father, because they have his father on this pedestal, that they're willing to take the plunge with him. And as long as he believes that he's female presenting and this is these men's first time with him, and they're able to massage his ego and have him think that, oh yeah, these men are just straight, but I'm pulling straight men, he'll keep his mouth shut about them. He's not going to try to out them because he's pretty much abiding in the same delusion that somehow he's so female presenting, so feminine, that he's pulling straight men, which allows these gay men, these bi men, to continue the facade of being straight. And so he thinks that he's one-upping women by messing with their men. Nasty, dirty, and disrespectful. At the end of the night, EJ, they go home. They don't stay there with you. They go home. Okay? And that doesn't make you a side chick. This just makes them DL. You know what I'm saying? You side dude. I was this side dude, but that just makes them DL, baby. That don't make you any more of a woman. It doesn't make you any more of a woman that these men that say that they're straight take you up through there. You understand? It doesn't make you any more of a woman. And it doesn't make them any less gay or bi or whatever you want to call it because you feel like a woman. But it was the complete disrespect for me of how he sat around and was just like, oh, I look better. I'm dressed to the nines and these girls aren't dressed to any nine. Because who's in competition with who? Who's in none of us women were looking for you. We're checking for you. We're trying to be better or do anything. You had your eyes on us. And apparently our men, or the men that you thought belonged to women. And I do not understand why we keep coming under fire from people we are not paying any attention to. Was it not the gays that said you can't compete where you don't compare? Was it not? Did I miss it? Because I don't understand for the life of me why this young man would go around and say this kind of thing. But I will say this: if the down low men, the bi men, would just start being a bit honest about what it is that they like and want, it would save all of us a lot of trouble. And it definitely would stop us women from coming under fire from these men that think that they're so feminine that straight men want them. Is it not okay for men to like you and that be that? It's not okay for you to be a man that presents femininely and attracts other men and that be that. Why are you specifically setting your sights on the men that you feel are straight? Is that not predatory? You're actively seeking out people that don't want you. Okay? And then when you get to the little buys, the little down lows, and they want you, now you feel like you've somehow snagged, strayed, converted, turned out a straight man. You know what gets lost on me? The delusion of men. A man knows a man. At least that's what y'all tell us all the time. You'll act like you're, guys are this, guys are that, right? When you're talking about your homegirl, you act like, oh, that's just my friend, that's just my homegirl, it's nothing to it. But when your girl's got a homeboy, now you understand the nature of a man, right? So being a gay man, do you not still understand the nature of men? And that man is going to say whatever it takes to get what he wants. He's going to show you whatever so that he can get what he wants. Why is it that you being a man, you knowing the nature of a man, would then believe the delusion, believe the lies and the BS that this man is actively straight? He can't be, because a straight man would never. Do you understand? So when you say these things and you're acting as if you are pulling the men that love women, you're only fooling yourself, right? I don't get that, and I don't get the audacity, and I don't get the venom that these type of gay men hold for women. I don't get the venom, because we over here minding our little business, our cute little business. We're trying to be worried about the men that are worried about us. We're trying to love on the men that want us. We're trying to put ourselves in the position to snag us a good man. We're not worried about gay men, bi men, trans, anything, none of that, right? As women, we're just over here in the corner trying to live our best life and trying to love on somebody that loves us. But I don't understand this type, because there are definitely some gay men out there, baby, that own it, that love it, that live in their truth. And for that, I love you guys. But I don't understand the type of gay men that move and think like EJ, where there's so much venom for women and the women are not paying you any mind. Like, it's different if women are out in the street protesting, women are bashing you guys online, women are hating on you, women are showing up to different events and venues and, like protesting and all this stuff. We support. So I just don't get the delusion. But that's where I said I made the one little distinction for EJ. He might feel that way because his dad is Magic Johnson and these men have idolized Magic to the point where they are willing to take down EJ. And so because he thinks that he has these straight men that he's pulling, you're not, baby. They just idolize your daddy. They would take down your daddy if they could, but they can't. So you just the next best option. And so you find these men in these straight places because these men are the ones that have male friends, that go to sporting events, that go to the basketball games. They also the men that go on the guys trips. Okay. They're also the men that do what they do behind closed doors. But you're not gonna tell me that a straight man, hey Kay, you're not gonna tell me that a straight man, an absolute straight man, can be swayed by EJ Johnson to do anything. I'm sorry. I just got more faith. I got more faith in my straight men than that. I really do. I believe in my straight men more than for this man to sit there and try to tell us in the world that he pulls straight men. No, what you pull, baby, are guys that are fanned out because of Magic Johnson, and they are willing to mess with you because they are fanboyed out about the fact that about your proximity to Magic Johnson. Like, come on, you see guys all the time, and they do all of this stuff for sporting events. They idolize these men, these basketball players, football players. They idolize them. And so even to the point where there is a lustful nature there, baby, you're not pulling anybody because you feminine. You're not pulling anybody because you present like a woman, or you have this just beautiful feminine energy to the point where a straight man is going to come for you. What you are pulling, though, is guys that wish they could take down your daddy. They fanboyed out about that. You know what I'm saying? And you the next best thing. That's what that is. So while they may never have done anything with anybody else, they would have done it for Magic. Okay? And you just the next best thing. And now we all have to deal with it. And he's out here to acting like he's better and prettier than any woman on the planet, and wear a skirt better than any woman on the planet, and looks better than anyone. His energy is just that, to the point where he says he only keys with the rest of y'all gay guys because he is for the straight men. Crazy work. Like I said, I would love to see how other gay men felt about him saying something like that, because he just took shots at everybody. But how do y'all feel about the fact that he's saying, I kiki in gay spaces? If I go there for a little fun, a little laugh, but those are not the men that I date. I know you, baby, you ain't dating no straight one. I'm sorry. The moment that he walks over to you, you could throw straight right on out the window. Okay. Or that's how I feel about that. All right, you guys, I'm gonna take a quick break. When I come back, the next topic we're gonna talk about is we're gonna talk about Miss Clarissa, because apparently while Papoose was doing his thing on Christmas, so was she. And the man released a video. So we're gonna talk about that next. All right. Love you guys. I will be back in just a minute. We're gonna talk about little Miss Clarissa Shields, and she and 50. Somehow 50 Cent got in the middle of that too. And I saw 50 and Papoose beefing. But now Clarissa done got online and said, but 50 is exposing Clarissa for having a whole side dude. And the side dude is online. Child, look, I'm gonna take this break real quick. And I'm gonna be right back. We're gonna talk about that. Okay? All right. This has been